Hello and welcome to the Xeebra Demo for the APAC region. I'm Dylan Cameron from EVS Australia, just giving you an update on how the Xeebra can be used in various different forms. Basically, we want to start off with the Xeebra product itself. Xeebra, based on the idea that black and white stripes and what it can do for you as a VAR or a TMO medical review, any of the options that you may want to use in this space to do review. So basically we want to be independent. The idea about being independent is of the broadcaster and the media types. We want to be able to record our own copies and basically look at it. The various things you need to take into account: 8 channels per box, and they are stackable so that they can grow. Basically meaning if you have multiple cameras, we can do 2 is 16, 3 24, so we can add more as you require. In terms of the record capacity and how it works, basically by putting 2 of them to the next next to each other, they can connect, and the user can bring any one of the cameras that's being recorded to his interface to review it. You can use various different mechanisms to control it: finger or shuttle probe, remote, but it's very, very quick, and we can get to the action exactly how you want it. The option to use the offside line is very specific to soccer or football as it's known. Basically this is going to give you a very accurate line to the offside markings. It will use the calibration of the field plus the camera angle, and using artificial intelligence, the deep learning, it will actually create the offside line and work out if the players are actually on or off in that frame. One of the other things that it can do is anything you clip or keep can be exported. This is obviously very important when we use it for customers who want to make a judicial decision, and then they want to use it for review later on, to just confirm that the punishment was correct, or is this discretion the way it was. If a person got injured, to have it on file to show this person was injured with this incident. All the angles that required, it can be some angles or all angles, can all be backed up and used. Okay, so if we take a look at the actual setups that we would generally see, what we generally see in the VAR or TMO or whatever space you want to call it, is the live screen. So what you obviously want to have is screens which are showing the live feeds as it's happening, so that if we start to review something, we've always got a visual to what's still coming in. Of course, we want to record those same things in the Xeebra screen. So in this case, we've got the same feeds recorded, and we could be browsing or looking at these feeds, but the live channels will be doing it. Now we talk about the various VARs. In the diagram here, we have 2 officials. One could be the senior official who's only watching the game and be asking for things. The other one can be an assistant referee doing it. Or it could be the referee on the field, or it could be someone who's away from venue and someone who's in venue. So if we look at the actual interface, basically we can see that what we're offering the VAR could be a quad of the best angles, or it could actually be, in fact, just one of the angles. And if it's just one of the angles, to see, if the contact is made, and as it's done, what happened in that situation. But for the operator, we need him to have every angle available so that he can make a selection in regards to this, because if something happens, they can say, oh, this moment has it, and obviously I can see it on this moment and this one, and it's slightly obscured, so I'll take this one here, and then we can offer that to the actual official. So when looking at providing it to the officials, we basically look at what we're offering them. So based on what they want to look at, maybe they want to select one of the items specifically and actually look at the contact or something very specific within that space, and they can be doing that. Meanwhile, the review official can be actually monitoring the other cameras, and if something else shows the example as he slightly moves forward, we might actually go to another angle at the same point, and then they may choose to look at the incident as well from up above and see if there is any need to review this medically or whatever. So the general keeping of this, we can also mark the event. So in this case, we could mark such an event so that we can mark it down for review later on and say, head clash, and that head clash can be then saved and kept, so that we will now know that if we ever need to record that or recall it, we can actually just go back to that event and access it. Those events are also available by selecting the event window, and then with the event window we can actually open those events up, and those events will then allow us the ability to review all of the variant things that have happened throughout a match, and any of those things can be immediately selected, and we can go back to them. If it was something from a few minutes ago, I can just select that, or things here, we can quickly jump between each of those moments, and it will remember the camera angles as they are. If we look at the server itself, the server is a 2U. It's running on a Linux platform. It's basically got an I/O board to record 8 channels, and it has 4 display ports out. They can be used in various ways. Generally, it's 2 screens for the operator. And then we can basically look at the different ways they can operate. Connected to this machine, we can have X keys for shortcuts, macros. We also have our own custom B-Play or the Shuttle Pro. There is various options there, but a combination of these can be, achieving most situations. If we're looking at some of the references we have, there's definitely the FIBA basketball for the World Cup, some horse racing in some various situations, and also the rugby in New Zealand. If we're also talking about the various ways they can use it, there's of course inside the venue. So basically we can have recorders inside the venue. We get the video feeds from the broadcast partner, and we do the whole process and provide it on site potentially. The other option, which is becoming more popular, is to have a centralized equipment area and bring the feeds back to that central area. If you have this situation, we generally look to the individual situation of how many cameras and how much available data we can do to get the feeds back. But if we do go down the feed path, you'll see that basically we're using the same kit for various different games, which can also be very financially beneficial to some people. So in this case, we'll take the feeds from the event, we will record them, make decisions from the central location, and then tell it back to the stadium. That is a situation that we want to do. And that's in part basically how Xeebra works, and hopefully if you need anything more, get in contact with us. We're at the EVS APAC office through the various sales teams of Matt, Adam, Dylan, myself, and any of the other guys if you need any further situation.